What's up everybody, SuperDarksFan here for Mini Weekly Update number 20 on this Friday. So yes, I know I'm not in the Mini. That's not because I don't have the Mini anymore. I still have it for now. But if you follow me on all the social media stuff, I've been dropping hints this week. And that's mostly because I don't want to just say what I'm thinking at that point, because my decision changes just about every 2 hours. So I've been going back and forth, crunching numbers and stuff. So basically, last week I talked about how the Mini is starting very early to have clutch issues. Now those actually have kind of gone away a little bit. It still does it, but it's really hard to provoke. It's still super early on. So the Mini will be good for a while, but I know that this is something coming up and it's going to be expensive, and it's not something that I want to invest in because I don't think, that it would be worthwhile, because I probably won't keep the car long enough for that repair to, be worth it, I guess. And so what I've been considering, well first, I know last week, I posted the weekly update, and then the next day I posted the video about me weighing my options. And that video, it just kind of went downhill with the comments just because everyone was requesting a different car for me to buy. I know I'm not going to make all of you happy. I know that every one of you would prefer a different car for me to own. I do the car reviews to kind of give you my thoughts on each and every car as much as possible. But obviously I can't own them all, and I can't make everybody happy. Ultimately I'm the one that's driving it all the time, so I have to do what's best for me and what I think would fit me best. So, what I've decided is, although the older Japanese imports and stuff like that are a lot of fun and they're very good choices, very reliable, and would help me save money, I don't want to go down that route just because, like I said, I value safety a lot. I want something that's newer for safety reasons, better on gas and all that kind of stuff. So basically, what I've arrived at is the Ford Fiesta ST is probably the smartest choice for me. Now, keep listening here because hear me out. So basically, I test drove a Fiesta ST on Wednesday night. I test drove one. I really liked it. It felt really similar to the Mini. It just felt like it was a tiny bit heavier and a tiny bit bigger. But it felt, which is to be expected because it is about 200 pounds heavier and it has 2 more doors. So it's a little bigger, a little bit heavier. So yes, I know, Captain Obvious there, but that's kind of how it felt to me. It felt really similar to the Mini, which is good. The thing is, it was fun, but I'm not getting excited. I was crunching numbers with the guy, talking through all this stuff. I got numbers that, make me, kind of want to go for it. I'm pretty happy with the way everything is set up. I know that I still really want the Mustang. I know you can't always get what you want, and you have to compromise sometimes. But thank you so much to everyone that voted on the straw poll last week. In the weekly update, I said, if you guys want me to, try and do some kind of Kickstarter fundraising kind of thing to, get a Mustang, vote and let me know. So, the breakdown was, there was well over 2,000 people that voted. I thank you so much, all of you that took the time to go and vote. So, from those analytics, 44% of you said that it's cool, but you wouldn't be able to donate. 43%, which was over 1,000 people, said that it's awesome, I should do it, and you would donate. So I have over 1,000 people that you guys said you'd be willing to donate, towards the Mustang, which is awesome. And then there was about 11% of you that said it wasn't cool, and you definitely wouldn't donate. So basically, it's very, I think 1,000 people is enough that this is worthwhile in trying. And especially, like I said, I would be happy with the Fiesta ST. I know some of you have Fiesta STs or are looking and searching and buying them and stuff like that. It's a great car, and I think I would enjoy it. But you guys know how head over heels in love I was with the BRZ. And I'm worried that I wouldn't feel that with the Fiesta, and I know that I would with the Mustang, just because I've been dying for one for a long time now. And so I just want to go for it. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Fund Anything campaign, but it's going to be for the EcoBoost Mustang, which will be an easier goal to obtain. Plus, a lot of you actually said, whenever I was mentioning that in last week's video, you said an EcoBoost would be awesome because it's a brand new engine, so no one's really sure how it's going to hold up. The 2015 Mustang is a brand new car, so a lot of you guys are curious, or you were thinking about one, and you'd like to hear my thoughts on them. So, if we were able to get this car, then it would be, me obviously being more entertaining in the weekly updates, because I know about half of you quit watching after I got rid of the BRZ, which is fine. But so it would bring some of the excitement and some of the interesting developments back to the weekly updates. It would be on a car that a lot of you would like more information on as far as features. You know, obviously I'd be doing a full review of it, an in-depth tour of it, going through all the features and just showing you what it's like to live with a 2015 Mustang, which I think would be really valuable consumer advice for a lot of you. And on top of that, just be more entertaining. I know a lot of you guys would love to see a review, and that would be an easy way to do it, as if it's my car. And so yeah, and so I'm not, the way I'm going to do the Fund Anything campaign, it's not that I'm doing it so the whole car is paid for. Basically, I'm doing it so that the price that I'd be paying every month if I financed the 2015 Mustang EcoBoost would be the same as if I were financing the Fiesta. So if nothing else, I will get the Fiesta ST. If for some reason the Fund Anything campaign fails, I'll just go and get the Fiesta ST. But I think that we definitely could do it because the amounts aren't very high. So I'll be uploading the video very soon. If you're watching this video a day or two late, then you can watch the EcoBoost campaign video there and check that out, and that'll explain, you know, the amount of money that we're going for, and you know, how things will change depending on how much money we get, and also it'll kind of go through some of the rewards. I'm not going to be able to do a ton of rewards, but I did come up with a cool idea that I think that you guys would enjoy. So go and check out that for all the rewards and stuff like that, and let's make this happen, because it'd be a lot more exciting for the channel. You know, you guys would obviously get more enjoyment out of me, you know, being giddy in a Mustang than just being happy in a Fiesta ST or in the Mini or whatever. So I think it would be really exciting and entertaining for all of us. So please help me out with that. And so yeah, definitely go check out the video, share the video, and let's make this happen. It'd be awesome. So anyway, I'll send it back to me at the news desk, which is right here for this week's news. Right, so for this week's news, the first thing is, of course, the Paris Motor Show is going on these past 2 days here, and lots of cool cars being released. So the first one is Lamborghini. They came out with a new car called the Asterion LPI 910-4, which is a hybrid hypercar that they're, it's just a concept. It's not like it's confirmed for production yet. But we're talking about a car here that has roughly 900 horsepower from a plug-in hybrid system, very similar to the one in the Porsche 918 and stuff like that. And obviously this is a little bit more of a grand tour. It's not quite as aggressive as you know, obviously all the other Lamborghini products, but it looks very cool. I think a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't know if it looks extreme enough. I think it looks really awesome. I think, you know, it looks a little bit high off the ground, and obviously I prefer all the other Lamborghini models, but this looks really cool, I think, still. I think it's very worthy of the Lamborghini name, and very cool car, so let's keep our fingers crossed and see if they build it. Another car that a lot of you guys were excited about several weeks ago, whenever there was just the concept, was the Honda Civic Type R concept. They released a second one in Paris, and it looks pretty awesome and pretty close to production, basically, and it's pretty epic. So it's 276 horsepower from this engine. It's still a 2-liter. That's a turbocharged inline-4 this time. They're saying that it's going to surpass the performance of any other Type R before it, which includes the NSX Type R and obviously all the other epic Type Rs. So that's a lot to live up to, and yeah, that's it's still a concept, but I think that's really close to production. Obviously, it's based on the European Civic. I really hope that they bring it here. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, even though it's not based on our Civic. It's a totally different car, but we need that thing. It just looks all kinds of epic angriness. It's just, oh, I love it. Another really awesome surprise from Paris this week was the Volkswagen XL Sport concept that came out. And it's a really sweet looking car, first off. It just looks cool. On top of that, the engine that's powering this thing is out of a Ducati, and this engine revs to 11,000 RPMs. Which means it's going to sound amazing and be super fun to drive already, I can just imagine. And so it's only about 197 horsepower, but this car they're saying would be very lightweight, and you know, obviously it's got sweet gull-wing doors and stuff. If Volkswagen wants something to help kickstart their sales again, build that. Just the way it is, just do it just like that, keep it lightweight. You know, and that would be a fantastic BRZ competitor. Make it rear-wheel drive, and there you go. I would totally rock one of those. That thing looks sick. It's like a cheap R8 essentially. I love the way that looks. So really hope they make that. Some other exciting Volkswagen and Audi Group news. I mentioned last week how there was teasers of an Audi TT Sportback concept, and the actual car looks better now that it's actually out. The official pictures are out, and it looks good. I can kind of see now. I mean, it looks okay. You know, it's a TT four-door basically. I'm not sure it's needed, or I don't know how well it would sell, but it does look cool, and I think would be, you know, a nice alternative to an A3 or something like that. But other Audi news that's more exciting is, remember those laser headlights that they were talking about putting in the Audi R8? Well, it's official. It's called the Audi R8 LMX, and unfortunately we're never going to get it in America because we have laws that prevent laser headlights for some strange reason. So they're only making 99 of these anyway. On top of that, it's also more powerful, so it's basically has 570 horsepower. It's the same V10 out of the Lamborghini Gallardo. Basically, this is like the Superleggera engine from the Gallardo. That's what they're getting in here, and so it's a little more powerful than the R8 GT, and it has awesome laser headlights and comes in this sweet blue color. So there's only 99 of those, but for those of you in Europe, have at it. Another cool car that came out in Paris was the Infiniti Q80 Inspiration concept, which previews, like, you know, what a flagship Infiniti would look like, and it looks pretty cool. I think it's, you know, follows their same design language, and I mean, obviously it's very concept-y, not even close to production, but I'd be looking forward to seeing a production version of that if they ever decide to make it. On to other non-Paris news this week. The first thing is a disappointing report so Mitsubishi, they're just doing everything just wrong. Everything is just wrong. I mean, yes, they make some good cars, but as far as the Evo, it's just really sad. So Autocar was interviewing a Mitsubishi executive this week, and he says that the Evo will be replaced in spirit by a high-performance hybrid SUV. Does that make all you Evo fans excited? Because it doesn't make me excited at all. I don't know if they're going to be going after like a Porsche Macan competitor or something, but they're saying they're going to do a high-performance hybrid SUV, which I'm not holding my breath for anyway, but if it does come out, I don't know. It's not very exciting. Just what's so hard about making another Evo? Anyway, I'll move on. Another thing, this is a relief. Mazda has officially said that in America we're going to get the 2-liter Skyactiv engine in the US. The 1.5 liter that everyone was worried about getting, that's for the rest of the world. So America's lucky enough to get a 2-liter, but it's not going to have tons of horsepower. The current 2-liter Skyactiv engine in the Mazda 3 right now has 155 horsepower and 150 foot-pounds of torque, which is less than the current Miata. This car will be lighter and smaller though, so it should be faster even though it's less horsepower, and it could be tuned to have slightly more horsepower. But yeah, still not a whole lot, but again, it's a Miata, you can't expect a V8, but you know, obviously we're better off than, you know, the 1.5 liter. That does like 99 horsepower, which I think would not go over well in America. But 155 horsepower I think people could probably make do with. Next is that Tesla's up to something interesting. So in addition to developing the Model X, which is a crossover, and the Model 3, which is their BMW 3 Series competitor, they have this picture of a Tesla Model S with the letter D over it. I think, I mean, everyone's been speculating what the D means. I think it's going to be for drive. It's going to be like an autonomous driving system. I think, you know, Tesla, they revolutionized the electric car business. I think, you know, everyone's trying to rush to make these autonomous cars. I think Tesla, being as innovative as they are, will probably be the first to do it really well. I think that's what that is. I think they're going to do autonomous vehicles really just knock it out of the park. That's my guess, but it could be a wide variety of other things. Some people said diesel, which I don't see happening. There's other things that people have guessed. But yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think the Tesla D stands for. Next is that Roush has unveiled what their 2015 Mustang will look like. You know, they always do Roush modifications, and they released some pictures of what it looks like. And it looks pretty good, you know. Obviously it just builds on the attractiveness of the standard 2015 Mustang, and I think it looks pretty awesome. I still prefer the standard Mustang. You know, 2015 looks better, but it's cool for those of you that want to be different and stand out from the rest of the 2015 Mustangs. In other pony car news, though, this is pretty big, and that is that the 2016 Chevy Camaro has been spied in camo in Germany, and it doesn't have all the huge cladding on it like before. This is just swirly tape, so we get a pretty good look at the way it's going to look. And the headlights actually look surprisingly a lot like the Mustang and the 2015 Mustang. The grille obviously has a cool little like slit in it. Very cool. I was kind of looking forward to it. People were saying that it was going to look like the 70s Camaros. I was actually excited about that. This does not look anything like the 70s Camaros. I don't think, maybe that was just pure speculation. It looks good. I just worry that it's not going to be enough to differentiate it from the previous generation Camaro. It's still just going to look like a refreshed model instead of something totally new. But I could be wrong. I'm looking forward to seeing it uncamouflaged. In other sweet Chevy news, though, they've officially posted the times for the Corvette Z06. So when you get the 8-speed automatic, which some people are saying is faster than Porsche's PDK, I'll believe that when I see it. But they say that this Z06 will do 0 to 60 in 2.95 seconds with that 8-speed automatic. With the 7-speed manual they have, it'll do it in 3.2 seconds, which is still nothing to sneeze at. And it does 1.2 G on the skid pad. That is an epic, epic car. So, they're just Corvettes on top of their game. That's really, really sick. In other GM news, I remember how last week I told you guys about how Cadillac is saying that from now on, all their future products are going to be called CT something as far as all their sedans. So the CT6 will be the flagship, and the CTS and the ATS will be renamed and slide underneath of that in the naming scheme. Well, Cadillac has said that for their crossovers and SUVs, they're going to start with XT and then have some number after, which again is not exciting at all and sounds really boring. So all the Cadillac models are going to sound like calculator model names instead, which is great, but I'm still a little pessimistic. But even Cadillac, there's a flaw in their naming system. They actually came out and defended it this week and stuff too, but Cadillac, they said that they're leaving the Escalade name because that's always so popular and people would be really upset if the Escalade name left. So I don't know how excited people are going to be about these new names. Like I said last week, they need to do something that sounds, you know, elegant, not just CT and XT. I don't know, it's just boring. But yeah, so other Cadillac news, though, which is good news, and that is that they're really planning to differentiate themselves from GM, and they want to totally, I don't know where they're going to get the money for it, but they want to make their own engines, and they want to make their own Halo cars that don't share any parts with any other Chevys or GMs or any kind of that stuff. It's all going to be exclusively Cadillac, which would really give them a lot more brand prestige, I think, because a lot of people still are saying, well, you know, there's a lot of GM parts bin stuff in this car. Whereas if Cadillac does everything on their own, it would truly, truly be an upmarket car, which is what they need. Halo cars, they're saying they would actually do sports cars. They want to do more than one sports car. The last time Cadillac did any kind of sports car was the XLR, which was several years ago and just based on a Corvette. So this would be really sweet. I mean, this is just what they're planning on doing. We'll see if the bean counters actually pass this stuff through. But that would be amazing. Their own engines, including a new big V8 and Halo cars that are sports cars. Sounds like a plan to me. Make it happen. Other American car news is Chrysler has registered the Trackhawk trademark. And so, you know, since SRT is kind of dissolving into Dodge, you know, they can't really just be slapping SRT badges on Jeeps and Chryslers and everything, which is why they're saying the Chrysler 300 SRT might be going away or it might get a name change. And they're thinking that the Jeep performance version of the Grand Cherokee might be called the Trackhawk. It could just be for a concept car or something else as well, but that's what they're thinking, is it's going to be called the Trackhawk, and that'll be the new name for the SRT Jeep, which would be cool. Trackhawk is a cool name. Cadillac, pay attention. Trackhawk, cool name. CT6, not a cool name. There we go. Anyway, the last bit of news this week is McLaren has rolled out a new car. It's called the 625C, and it's only for Asia. So basically, you know, whenever McLaren came out with the 650S, they're like, oh, we'll still make 12Cs for those of you that don't want to pay the extra for the 650S. And basically they're just like, yeah, never mind, actually we're going to discontinue the 12C. So there is no more 12C, but in countries, especially like Asia, where it's really even more expensive than it is here in America or other places in the world, it's really, really expensive to get one of these cars in Asia. So McLaren's trying to cater to that demographic by bringing a lower 625C in. So basically it's a more comfortable suspension base. It's not as high performing, and it has less horsepower. It has the same, I think, 616 horsepower that you got in the 12C before it was discontinued. That's what they're putting in this. So the old engine, and a little bit more comfortable, but it has the new looks, the great looks of the 650S, and so yeah, a very cool little car. So that's it for all the news this week, guys. So like I said, no car footage this week, but please share, you know, the Fund Anything campaign, and let's make it happen. So I'll see you guys next week. Take care.